Is it possible that Jeff Bezos, the man who built Amazon into a trillion-dollar empire, might be throwing it all away for love? It sounds like the plot of a romantic drama, but this is real life. Bezos just got married in Venice to Sanchez, and while it might look like a billionaire's fairy tale, there's a lot more going on under the surface. This isn't just about love. It's about timing, money, backlash, and what could be the biggest shift in Bezos's public image since he stepped down as Amazon CEO. The guy who once kept his personal life locked up tighter than his delivery algorithms is suddenly everywhere, posing on yachts, throwing lavish parties, and sparking protests in European cities. And just days after this star-studded wedding, Bezos quietly sold nearly $6 billion in Amazon stock. That's not small change. That's enough to make even Wall Street stop and ask, what's really going on here? Some say he's in love. Others say he's distracted. But more than a few are wondering, is he walking away from the empire he built? Let's dig deeper, because once you see how all the pieces fit, this love story might look a lot more like a power play. Right after the wedding bells rang in Venice, Bezos dropped a financial bombshell. He sold $5.7 billion worth of Amazon stock. Technically, this was part of a planned sale, but the timing couldn't have been louder. The world was still buzzing about his extravagant wedding, and suddenly, boom, he cashes out big. What does that kind of sale mean for a man worth over $200 billion? On the surface, maybe not much. But for someone like Bezos, who has always been strategic with his moves, it raises questions. Is this money fueling a new chapter? Investments, real estate, philanthropic projects? Or is Bezos slowly exiting Amazon in a quiet, controlled retreat? Let's not forget, he stepped down as CEO in 2021. He's handed off more and more of the company's control. Some say he's pulling away from the business world to focus on Blue Origin, climate ventures, or maybe just enjoying life with Lauren. Others suspect this is his way of future-proofing his fortune in case life gets complicated again. After all, marriage can change everything, even when you're the world's third richest man. And this time around, Bezos made sure he wasn't caught off guard. Let's rewind to 2019. Bezos' divorce from MacKenzie Scott rocked the world, and his wallet. It cost him $35 billion, instantly making her one of the richest women in the world. That experience left a mark. So this time, Bezos came prepared. Insiders say he and Sanchez signed a tight prenup, locking down assets, property rights, and business interests. No repeats of the last headline-making split. And Lauren? She's no gold digger. She's got her own resume: reporter, pilot, entrepreneur. But let's be honest, there's a massive wealth gap here. Bezos has private rockets. Lauren used to fly helicopters for news channels. Still, she brings something to the table that money can't buy: image transformation. Ever since they got together, Bezos has gone from quiet tech nerd to red carpet regular, from hoodies to Tom Ford, from reclusive genius to romantic headline. And all of this makes the next part of the story even more complicated, because not everyone is cheering for the happy couple. While Bezos and Sanchez were exchanging vows in Venice, the mood on the streets was anything but romantic. Protesters weren't throwing rice. They were throwing shade. Loud, angry, very public shade. Dozens marched through Venice with signs that read, "No space for Bezos." And they weren't protesting love. They were protesting what Bezos represented: wealth, excess, and displacement. Locals say billionaires like Bezos are turning historic cities into playgrounds for the ultra-rich, driving up housing costs and pushing out residents. His $500 million yacht, the party guests flown in by private jets, the massive security presence, all of it sent the message that the city wasn't a community anymore. It was a stage. To some, Bezos's wedding felt more like a hostile takeover of a culture than a celebration of love. And that cultural tone deafness? It's becoming part of the conversation about who Bezos is now. The contrast between love and luxury has never been sharper, and it's making people look at Bezos through a new, much more skeptical lens. And here's where it gets even more personal. Since their split, MacKenzie Scott has become a force in philanthropy. She's given away over $19 billion, quietly, strategically, and often anonymously. Her donations have helped schools, women's shelters, local nonprofits. No yachts, no press tours, just results. Now compare that to Bezos. Sure, he's made donations too, towards climate initiatives, education, and healthcare. But critics say his giving feels slower, more brand-oriented, less heart, more optics. And that contrast has made people ask, has Lauren made Bezos softer, or is he just more focused on being seen as generous? It's not just a love story anymore. It's a branding battle. And while MacKenzie builds her legacy through quiet impact, Bezos is building his through image, attention, and ultra-luxury. And Lauren? She's right in the middle of that shift. If you think Lauren Sanchez is just along for the ride, think again. Let's answer the question. Is Jeff Bezos losing everything for love? The numbers say no. He's still one of the wealthiest men alive. The prenups in place. The Amazon sales were strategic. But emotionally? Publicly? Maybe, just maybe. He's letting go of the version of himself the world used to know. The relentless CEO is now the romantic. The business-first billionaire is now throwing Gatsby-level weddings and posting selfies on yachts. Maybe that's not losing control. Maybe that's choosing something new. Because when someone with everything to lose still decides to take a risk for love, that says more than a balance sheet ever could. And if this is the new Bezos, well, he's got our attention. She's reportedly helping steer Bezos's public image, strategizing appearances, curating his glow-up, even influencing his social circles. Some insiders say she's modernizing him. Others whisper that she's managing him. Either way, she's more than just a wife. She's a partner with access to everything: finances, business decisions, and yes, even space missions with Blue Origin. This dynamic has raised eyebrows. Is Bezos handing over too much power in the name of love? Or is he finally finding balance? What's undeniable is that Lauren has changed him, and the billion-dollar moves he's making today all seem to lead back to her. And now the final question remains.